All right, guys, we're going to come back and do next step of our area of complex shapes. Just because we just did triangles and trapezoids, so we're going to do a few more of these area of complex shapes. They're very, very, very useful, guys. If you ever become an engineer slash architect, you're going to have to know this because you're going to have to know the square footage of whatever it is you're doing. Designing, you're going to have to figure out all this information. It's also good, and you may just do it in projects around your house when you get older, or if your parents give you some nice chores right now. This is useful stuff. Okay, same thing with perimeter of complex shapes. Okay, so we are going to start with our first perimeter or area of a complex shape. So that's going to be our shape. We are going to do 9 meters, 14 meters, and 7 meters. Okay. So the way that we can solve this is we can break this into 2 separate shapes. Okay. So I'm going to break it off right here. I got a triangle and I have a rectangle that is left. Okay. So we want to use those 2 shapes. The biggest thing to remember is wherever that cutoff point is. So for this one, that triangle, we're cutting off right there. So we're not using that entire 14 meters on that side of the shape. So we're going to start with the very, very simple piece right here. We're going to start with the rectangle. We're going to take our base right here. We cut it off. We have 7 meters. And we're going to take our height. Again, did we go all the way up with our 14? No. We're going to use our 9. So we're going to take our 7 times 9, and we have 63. Okay. Now we need to solve for the triangle. For the triangle, we know the base, right? Boom to here. Boom, 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 right there. Same as this one. So we are going to take that 7. So there's going to be the 7. So we did our base. We need to multiply our height. Is our height 14? Now it's not. We're only taking this little bit. We've used 9. Okay, there's the 9 that's gone. 14 minus 9 is 5. So we're going to do 7 times 5, base times height. We have 35. What do you have to do with the triangle? Divide it by 2. So we're going to take that 35. We are going to divide that by 2. So we can figure out the area of that triangle. 2 goes in 3 one time. You got 1 left. 2 goes into 15. What do we got for 14? 7 times. And then you have 1 left, 1 out of 2. So you have 17 and a half. So we're going to now add these together. Line up your decimals since 63 doesn't have one. It's actually right there. We're going to add our numbers up. 5, 10, carry the 1, and we have 80 and a half meters squared for the area of that rectangle. Now I'm wondering here if some of you caught on that we don't have to break this particular one, into 2 shapes. What shape is that? That is a trapezoid. Okay, there's your two parallel sides. The other 2 are not parallel. So again, as a review, to solve for this, you're going to take your 2 bases, your parallel side, so 14 plus 9. 14 plus 9, we have 23. Okay, we're going to multiply that by our height. Our height is going to be connected with our parallel sides in between those. So there's our 7. So we're going to multiply by 7. There's 21. There's 14, 16. And then divide by 2. 161 divided by 2. That goes in 8 times. And 2 does not go into 1. There's a common error. Don't forget that. 2 does not fit into 1. You got to put that 0. And then since we'd have to bring down 0, 2 goes into 10 5 times. Well, if you got 1 left, right? So you get the same exact answer, 80 and a half meters squared. Okay, so I broke that into a complex shape. If you don't see it, that's what you're going to do still perfectly solvable. All right, let's get to a tougher one. I want to start with that one just to see if you were paying attention. All right, this next one is not going to be as easy. All right, let's get our shape. And for this one, feel free to pause and slow this one down because I'm gonna go with it. We're gonna take 8 feet for this bottom, 5 feet. We're gonna have this side be 2 feet, this side be 3 feet, and then we're gonna take for this part, we're gonna have 4 feet. Okay, pause it so you can get that written down. We're gonna break this into our 2 separate shapes. Okay, we're going to take our triangle, and then that leaves us with our rectangle. For our rectangle, base is 8. We're going to multiply that by 5 because that is our height. 8 times 5 is 40. For our triangle, we know our height. What's our base? Give me a second to think about that one. If we know this entire stretch right here is 8, that means this entire stretch is 8. If we've already used 2 plus 3 is 5, 8 minus 5 is 3 feet. Okay? Base times height is 12. 3 times 4, 12. And then we're going to divide that by 2. So 12 divided by 2, we should be able to do that one in our head, is 6. Okay, so there's our 6 feet squared, there's our 40 feet squared. We're going to take those numbers and add them together. So we're going to have 6 and 40, add those together, and you get the magical answer of that complex shape of 46 feet squared. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. Again, pause it if I'm going way too fast, but I'm doing that because you have the pause button. We got one more. And this one, I'm going to give you a chance to pause and solve absolutely on your own with this one. Bam. Look at that. Beautiful sight right there. Okay. For here, let's go with 18 meters, 7 meters, 8 meters, 6 meters, and 12 meters. Okay, see if you can solve. Okay, again, break this into 2 shapes. I got my triangle, and I have my rectangle. And I know it's a rectangle because the base is 7, and the height right here is 8. So we have 56 meters square. Now we got to figure out for this triangle. What's it going to be? What is the base? If you said 7 plus 6 is 13 meters, you are correct. And then for the height, well, we've already used 8. We have a total of 18. That is going to be 10 meters. So now you have your base and your height. Well, if we have base times height, 13 times 10, 130. It's a triangle. We're going to take that 130, divide it by 2. 2 goes into 13 6 times. That's 12. There is 1 left. 2 goes into 10 5 times. So you have 65 meters squared. We are going to take these and add them together to get our answer. So 65 meters squared plus 56 meters squared gets us 11, carry it, 12, 121 meters squared. Okay, area of complex shapes. Threw some different ones at you this time. And these, you're going to follow the same exact steps. Only difference was this time we added some triangles and some trapezoid pieces in there. Okay. So assignment will be posted. If you have questions, let me know.